and I will start here creating a chart. So inside the chart application, we have the same way to create the same way we have with the grid application. Since we saw yesterday, all the new options we have added inside the grid application are also inside the chart application. You can find them all. For example, the new summarization options, the search options, they're all inside the chart. We have separated the chart application from the grid application since the version 8 because we wanted to grow with the chart application. And this is the same way the summary is taking. So probably the summary will be separated also from the grid application in the near future, because then you have more options to play inside each application. Okay, so you can create a chart application using the grid if you use the chart model, or you can create the chart separated using here this option. And then the way you used to create is the same. You have inside the grid, you will have the option to select multiple tables, multiple fields, and this is all the same because the chart application, it's like a resume, but a graphic resume. Okay, so let's create using English. And inside the chart, we have changed here this interface for you to create. Before in the version 8, we had one tab for dimensions, another tab for metrics, and now for the version 9, we have all here, metrics and dimensions, so you can just organize the fields, the chart fields, in the way you need. So as you guys know, we use from behind a library called Fusion Charts. This is a charts library. Very powerful. It's a paid library, but Scriptcase has the unlimited user, the OEM license, so you can use it for free inside Scriptcase. But I always show the library because we have some customers, especially here in Brazil, they create the charts directly using the library as well. So this is another option you have. But the idea for Scriptcase 9 was to bring as many options as we could from this library for you to create dynamic charts and to customize the charts. The customization inside the version 8 is very hard to do, and you will see that now with the version 9 it's a lot of better than the version 8. Okay, so let's create here to start a simple chart. I will use the field category sales. So we saw yesterday that we can now drop more than one field for the area here when you're doing group by inside the grid application. And here the same for the dimensions and metrics. You can now use the field date, for example, more than once, and you can define the period. We have many options of period now, so I will define here year or maybe month, and then year, because this is going to be my second dimension. Because you have these options here, if you check, it means that the chart is going to start already with these fields, and if you uncheck, it means that the field will be available inside the chart, but you will need to add it when you are running the application. So you will start the application only with category and sales date year will be available for you to switch inside the generated chart. Okay, as metric I'm going to use sales again, but maximum. So it means you can repeat the same metric, but then you need to use different function here. You cannot use the same metric with the same function, it doesn't make sense. And I will bring another one, profit, maybe sum as well, but I want to generate my chart only with sales sum. So I will uncheck here sales maximum and profit. Okay, so this is how I'm organizing my initial chart. And then I have sorting options for the chart and search options. This search here is going to be fixed within the chart SQL, so it's different from the other search options you have here. I'm going to show you later the other options. We have a new options which is the user search. Place it here, And then this search you see here is going to be already, if you create, for example, it's like a where clause. If you create it inside the chart will be generated already with this condition. Okay, so I'm not going to apply, and I'll go here to chart where I can set some options. So for example, I can set the chart type. We have new charts inside the version 9. We have the semicircular gauge, we have a linear gauge, we have 2D pyramid, 2D funnel, scatter and bubble. So those are the new charts from the version 9. We have also the option for you to use the chart analytical or synthetic. Okay, so this option was not available on version 8 for the chart application. I'll show you the difference when I run the chart. And basically here, this is what we have new. Let me run so we can see. I'll just put here to the column so we can analyze the chart. Okay, this is how Scriptcase will generate the chart for the first time. Let me go back here just for 2 more options inside settings. Responsive desktop. It's going to be activated when we release the version, because inside my version this is not activated. And the 2 new charts, scatter and bubble. Okay, so we can see them all inside the generated application. So you will see that with the desktop, the responsive desktop, you have the chart covering 100% of the screen, and it's also responsive. Okay, so here we have this is a synthetic chart, because you have, for example, the categories, and if you click here, you will drill down and see the months. You have their categories and months. Okay, so this is how Scriptcase is going to show you the chart as default. But then if you go here to the to customized options, you will see all the fields we have available, and you will also see this option to drill down. To use it or not. If you do not use it, you're going to see the analytical chart. So this is the difference. When you have the synthetic, you have to drill down the chart to see the details. If you have the analytical, you will see all the details, all the dimensions inside the same charts. Okay, we have the dimension category and date per month. Okay, so if I add here one more metric, you will see that Scriptcase will turn the chart to synthetic again, because if I have 2 metrics and 2 dimensions, it's not possible to have an analytical chart, because then I'll have to combine the 2 metrics and display the two metrics here. Okay, so this is one important information about the analytical and synthetic. So let's put it back to synthetic. You will see here the chart types. Scriptcase is adding as deactivated, as disabled, the charts that you cannot build with these dimensions and metrics. So for example, for the chart scatter and bubble, for the scatter you need at least 2 metrics. So if I go back here and add another metric and go back to chart types, I'll see that the scatter chart is activated. Okay, the same for bubble chart. For example, I'll need 3 metrics at least. So if I go here and add another metric, I'll see that the bubble chart is now available, so I can use it. Okay, so we have all this also inside the documentation, so you can see how to use each type of chart. So there is another chart very specific, which is the gauge chart. So to use the gauge chart, you need to set some intervals. So I have here an example. Let me open. This is the linear gauge, for example. So I have many intervals here just for you to understand. I use this type of chart when I need, for example, to compare. And I need, we have here inside the technical support, for example, for the tickets. So if I have 30% of the tickets answered, I'm good. If I have 50%, I'm medium. If I have 100%, I'm good. So you can define, you have here the 3 types of gauge. So you have the angular gauge, you have the semicircular gauge. So you can define here these intervals with different colors. So this is going to be the target or something you want to measure, and then it's going to have the different colors according to the number, to the metric you have. Okay, so here this is just to show you the example, because when you have this type of chart, you're going to have inside Scriptcase, inside the chart options here, you have the option to use the range of data. So you can define here several intervals. It can be in value or in percentage. And then you can define 20%, 30%, all can define in values. And you will be able to apply different colors according to the interval. Okay, so this is, I was opening here this application just to show you this example. Let's go now to check on the themes option. So this is completely new from version 9. You can now customize the theme. So we have open here all the options for you to customize the theme, and we have 3 new themes added to this version 9. They are this one flat, which is the default one we are using. We have also the modern, and we have the pastel. This one is based on Google Charts, the colors and so on. So using here the options, you'll be able to completely customize this chart. So for example, border, we can go here, use, I can define a white here just for you to see the border. Okay, so background will be the chart background. You have background and canvas. So let me just add here a crazy color to the background for you to see. So this is the background, and then the one white here is the canvas. So you can also customize here the canvas. I can add here yellow just for you to see the canvas. Okay, then we have the title. This is this title, and then you have also the option to customize the subtitle. So this is the subtitle. Okay, let me just add here a bigger font for you to see the difference. Okay, so here the x-axis, this is this one where you have the word month. So let me add here a bigger font, 24. Okay, so as you can see, we have changed it here, the font size. You have more options to customize the font here. Then we have the y-axis, the same options, but here you can see revenues. Then we have the data. The data itself, you can also customize. Let me add here a different color. And use gradients so you can see. So you'll be able to customize here the data. Okay. The palette is going to be, you're going to be able to customize each of the palette's colors, basically. Then you have data title. Let me just change here the font size for you to see where is the data title. Here. You can also use here some display options, for example, like this, and you can set the stagger here. Let me use this like this, so you can rotate the data title. Okay, div lines and grids. This is for the lines you see here. This is very soft, but then you can put it with higher, we call thickness. Let me put here for you to see. Can you see here in gray? Let me change the color. I'll put it in red. Okay, so you can set here the horizontal lines and also the vertical lines. The vertical lines, if you put here the amount, it's going to appear. Yeah, and then you define the color, the alpha, etc. Okay, then anchors. For the anchors, you need to change the chart type. Let me change here the theme so we can have it cleaned, and change the chart type to area, for example. Then you can see the angles, these little circles. So if you go here to the anchors, you can, for example, change the size or the colors. Okay, so you can see the anchors inside the area chart, also inside the line chart. So you are able to customize. Tooltip, you can also customize the tooltip. This is the tooltip. Let me put here color for you to see, yellow. So you can see here the tooltips. You can also customize using here these options. Tick marks. This is only for gauge charts. So if I change here to gauge, then you can customize the marks you see here. We call minor and major. The major, for example, this one 42, we can put it, let me put with 20 pixels here, so it's bigger now. The major ticks and the minor ticks you can also customize. So this is specifically for gauge charts. And then we have the legend. The legend you can see when you are using, for example, multi-series, yeah, 2D. So this here are the legend. So we can customize the font, the title, the size, the font size, font color, etc. Okay, so you have all these options here to customize, and you can preview according to the chart type. Okay, so very nice, the new option for you to customize the theme. And then one important note here is that if you save, we have done here many changes for these themes, and if I try to save, Scriptcase is going to warn me that I am saving just for this current application, because I'm doing the change inside the current application. If I need to apply the same change for other projects or for other applications, I'll have to use the option chart themes inside the layout menu. Okay, so if I save here, I will save just for the current application. If I want to apply the same change for other projects or for other applications, future applications, I can create a theme. So I have to go to layout, chart themes, and we are going to see here Scriptcase themes. We can go, for example, this flat, you can copy and call my theme. I can save it public, project, or user. Then I can copy. Okay, I've created a new theme, and I go here to public. I see my new theme. Then I can edit, and I'll have the same options for me to edit here and save my own theme, so I can apply this to other projects or to other applications. Okay, so this is the difference for you to save within the current application or for the project or user or Scriptcase. So continuing here with the chart new options, you see that you have now all the fields separated. So you have dimension fields and you have metric fields. So you can customize according to dimension or metric. We have divided them. So you have two sales fields. You can have the same field inside the dimension or inside the metric, and you'll be able to customize them separately. Okay, so this is also new. Inside here, the search options, we have the same options from grid application. You have the date options, so this is also available for the chart application. You can add here, and we call this is like a user search. You just activate here, and if you run, it will be inside the chart. Here you can see the sales, for example, or the customers, and then it will build the chart in runtime according to the value. It's using Ajax to build here the charts. So this new search option is available inside the grid application and also inside the chart application. During yesterday's webinar, we saw all the options here. Okay, so those are all the options we have added to the chart application. You have also the option to add a limit if you want to show here a limit. The same, very similar. It's similar to the one we have inside the summary. Okay.